Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Fate. Today I'm alone. I'll be discussing the third and final season of Matter Runner. So yeah, we are officially here. We are discussing it. It's the finale. I didn't cry, which is I guess makes sense because I was expecting the ending. But yeah, no, rewatching the series, like my favorite series of all time, really gave me just a new perspective. Obviously, I watched it back when it started, and there was kind of a honeymoon phase. But I still think that this third season, even with all its flaws, is a fantastic finale and just one of the best things I've ever witnessed in my life. And honestly, I'm glad that I was able to do this. I know I'm kind of very biased, but I feel like even not trying to look at this objectively, I think it's still a very good series. And what to do with the characters is great. And, I was sad to see it end back then. I'm still sad to see it end now. And that's just how it is. We're gonna get into it. It's kind of my little thoughts there. After this one, not like immediately after, but like the next glitch series, what we're gonna cover is probably Sons of Paradise. I don't see. I guess that last up, but our prior review, season 2. I could see my Amazing Digital Circus ending this year. I doubt it though. But I think next I think it'll probably be I think next I think that the next thing we review is probably Amazing Digital Circus, if the other two shows that are coming out follow the same model as Murder Drones and Amazing Digital Circus, where the episodes are not weekly. That's something that Glitch hasn't done in a while, weekly episodes, and that's probably because and not since Matter of Season 3 they haven't done that, and that's probably because they're very ambitious and they don't have the time to focus on all the episodes. Which I've always been someone that prefers weekly. It allows me to, one, not only get all of the information and be excited for content every week, but also it allows me to talk about it even sooner. But yeah, I kind of understand why they are an Indian anime. They are indie. They're not doing this. They're not humongous. I mean, they are pretty big popular wise, but they aren't the biggest studio out there, and they can't spare, and they can't do that with all the people that are working at Glitch currently. They can't really do weekly. It's not sustainable. It's not that sustainable. But I would prefer that at least for if Glitch ever does a new series where it's just Kevin and Luke doing a series. It's not another creator. I think they would go back to weekly, because it's they already have everything done. It's not I don't think they'd go with making it sometimes every month. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that they at least go back to that. But anyways, yeah. Another thing I want to mention is just outside, but it's mostly for podcasts in general. This will be the last episode that we're going in this format. I will announce this publicly after this episode is out there, is aired. But we will be kind of switching up how we do episodes, kind of. So we will still be doing. Well, I mean, we haven't done. We haven't actually kept up with our schedule since like October, but we will be going back to doing episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's still happening, but we will instead be sort of actually categorizing them instead of them just being random ass episodes that we do. So on Tuesday we will be releasing episodes covering topics that come out this year. So everything 2025, everything that releases, everything that like comes out, like trailers or gaming presentations that came out in 2025. We will discuss them there on Tuesdays. On Thursdays we'll be discussing topics from before the current year, so before 2025, 2024, like pretty much 2024 backwards. That is called the modern. This is called modern topic episodes. And on Saturdays we'll be focusing on retro topic episodes, which are episodes that cover things from before the 21st century, so 1999 and before. But yeah, and that makes modern 2000 to 2024 currently. So yeah, that's how we're gonna do episodes from now on. So that means one 2025 current year topic on Tuesday, one modern 2000 to 2024, 2000 to 2024 topic on Thursdays, and then one retro topic on Saturdays. That'll be every week. We will be starting doing this tomorrow. We will be doing. Currently, we're late on the first week of that actually doing that. So what we're gonna do is that we're going to. We're going to release what was supposed to be last week's of those episodes all on Monday, and officially it's gonna start on Tuesday the 21st. And the episodes from last week, I'm gonna announce the episodes from that was supposed to be coming out this week on Monday after all those other episodes are released. I'll be announcing them there, which ones they are. But I can announce the ones from last week right now, and I'll probably put them up in the announcement, in the official announcement, which are our first new episode. Our first new topic episode is Creature Commander Season 1. Our first modern topic episode is Titanfall 2, and our first retro topic episode is Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. So yeah, hopefully you look forward to those. They will be coming out hopefully on Monday. And that's just what I want to say before we get into the episode. I will be putting them up on our socials, like that announcement. I hope you're excited for that. There's a lot of stuff to cover, especially in modern. So hopefully you look forward to that. That's where, like, at some point in those Thursday episodes, that's when Sons of Paradise, the Sons of Paradise episode will release. Also, the new episodes include stuff from last year, but like previous years that ended this year. So that's why Creature Commandos and Scouting Crew are here instead of on modern. Just wanted to leave it there. But yeah, let's just get straight into the actual meat of the episode, the season 3 of Meta Runner. So first up, let's talk about the animation and action. The animation is, I think, the animation quality is pretty much the same as it was in season 2. They didn't change they didn't change the models at any point, but they didn't change the models. They didn't they only made new models. They only made new models technically. There was no new models. I mean, yeah, wait, I was about to say there was just no new models. There are a lot of new models in season 2. Especially because like half of the show is on Skybreakers. Like I think like 80% of the show is on Skybreakers. But yeah, like there is a lot of new models in here. But what is not used is like the same thing from season 2. I think they upscaled the models somewhat. like at least to me, in season 3, they look a bit more high quality, but that might legitimately just be me. I might be fucking hallucinating a change in quality from season 2. But I don't know. I feel like they should have changed. Just season 3 released after Murder Drones, and I think I mentioned the Murder Drones episode, but there was a change in like a big change in animation quality for the better with the change from season 1 episode 1 to episode 2 and to episode like 8, like sorry. If you look at those episodes, you'll see that there's a big change. Obviously, the animation episode 1 is very good, but by episode 8, it looks way better. And yeah, it's like a big change. You see that, and this was made after and Meta Runner released after Murder Drones, so I'm guessing that they were sort of made in that order. That Murder Drones was made first, and then came out, and then like they focused more on Meta Runner. So I think maybe that's why. I think it's that they learned some things from animating Murder Drones. Murder Drones is a lot different. It's a lot more differently. It's a better quality animation than Meta Runner season 2, for example. So I'm guessing that by then they already learned from animating that, which is cool. I love to see those sort of things. But aside from that, there isn't much change in the action. There isn't much change in the quality of it. Obviously, there's different action sequences. This show isn't. Okay, wait. This show is very action heavy, especially with Skybreakers. This season in particular is very action heavy. We spent a lot of time in like the cyberspace thing. At least Tari does. Tari spends the entire season stuck in the cyberspace. So there's a lot of stuff in there, and like this season of Skybreakers, I think it's like very fun, like some very fun action. The Lucinia fight at the end is very fun. I think they did quite good with the action here, but it's not so different from season 2. It's very much the same quality. Something that I can appreciate about the animation here is that we do spend a lot of time, not a lot of time, but we do see a bunch of the games from season 1 pop up here, and I'm pretty sure, and also like things from season 1, we see them pop up here. I'm not sure if that's like a thing I'm not sure that if it's the same environment they used for season 1. I'm pretty sure they like they remade it to fit the season 2 art style. Or like the season 2 like animation style, instead of like doing like just reusing it like they did with the animation from season 1. And we also saw like in this game in this we saw Battle Blaze, and I'm pretty sure they used the same like environment for that because it's a video game. I don't think it needed to really change all that much. We did see a lot, like some Battle Blaze in here, and we saw Tempest. I think Tempest was changed quite a bit, and like the effects for that, they looked different from how they were in season 1. So it looks like they at least, like, if they want to bring back some things from season 1, they at least touch them up a little, because in season 2 they weren't present at all. Season 2 was like all brand new games, and aside from the glitched out Ultra Jump Mania, that was like the only thing there. And even then, I think they reused the I think it was called the facepalm assets. But they still remade Theo, so whatever. But yeah, I think the animation looks better here, but it's still the same model. It looks like they had more experience with the animation in this season rather than that season 2 or even 1, where season 1 fucking looked like better Ruby, and season 2 looked like better Maya Ruby. That's the best way I can put it. Season 1 it looked like better Poser Ruby, and season 2 looked like better Maya Ruby. But here it looks like it looks like like just a better quality show, which is insane to me. But yeah. So let's move on to the characters now. Okay, so starting off the characters, let's talk about Tari here. Tari this season, I feel like I think they went in a good direction with it, with the character. At least what she does. In the season, she is faced with people who have her same abilities, and throughout the season, like not most of it, but throughout the season, she learns how to really cope without using her abilities because she's incapacitated for for most of the season. So it's interesting to see how she deals with that, and also not only that, but how she deals with her own mortality. We learn at the end of season 2, we learn what actually happens with Tari, what Tari is, and that she found out after learning it from Lucinia. So in here, she knows that there is no way to bring them both back. At least I have to face that. But obviously, she's hopeful that there is a way to bring back to bring Lucinia back and herself back. Which, I mean, I could talk about. I guess it's a part of the plot, but I guess like maybe like the technology wasn't there, which is weird because we know like we're past, like in this show we learn from Evelyn that this is past the 21st century. So, but yeah, I feel like if like we learned here, like at least we learned last season that the data fragments that Tari stole from Lucinia, like the brain fragment, like that turns the data. If that's data, you could probably copy that and have that, but maybe that's a bit too hard because it's like biotech type shit. So maybe they didn't touch upon that, but I feel like that could have been like they at least said. But maybe it's just like the technology of fucking putting up like uploading consciousness into data is just kind of not there and like not all that understood. And the only one who did it was Sharon, and now he's fucking dead. So yeah, it's mostly for the plot, really. But yeah, like that could have been an explanation. But we didn't need. I feel like Tari grew quite a bit in this season, especially with not having Masa around. She had to boss everyone around, mostly boss Marco around and like learn like what she is without her abilities and actually like getting better at games even more because like she got better at abilities, but basically she was like using fucking cheats. So now she has to be better at actually playing the games that she has to play, and that's always fun. That's always that's fun to see. And I like the grasp of her mortality that we see. I guess like not throughout the show, but like definitely something that happens. And I mean, yeah, it's throughout the show because that's mostly why she's running away, because she doesn't want to die. But she promised to get Lucinia back, or at least like she was gonna try. So yeah, like I like Tari, and I feel like her ending is, even though it's bittersweet, I feel like it works for her character. And she's not completely dead. She's just kind of in cyberspace. So yeah, I like that. I like what they did with Tari this season. I feel like it fit her character a lot. Yeah, something that I also like that they did with another character is Theo. Theo, throughout the show, he's mostly been the comic relief, doesn't really understand what's going on type guy. And this season, he's actually given somewhat depth of depth. He's been glitching out this season 1. It's gotten pretty bad in season 3. You see that him hiding it from Tari, not wanting to worry everybody. I feel like it's interesting for his character to not want everyone else to worry him. He's kind of being seen as like this, like cheery, joyful guy. I feel like that's it's interesting to take this character, especially throughout the last season, and how we see not as even utilize it, but like what we see become of him. And something that was like it's played throughout the season because Evelyn has this ability to fucking just evaporate people. So he's like send him to Sheridan's server. Yeah, I like what they did Theo here, actually giving him another like something else to do, like at least something else other than being just like this joyful guy doesn't really know what's going on with the plot. So I like that they gave him something here. Yeah, there's not much to say about Theo. Aside from that, and another character that they gave some actual, I guess, depth to is Lamar. I like the Lamar here. We actually get his backstory somewhat. He's somebody who saw what happened to like corporal runners. God fucking damn it! What happened to like corporate meta runners, and didn't like that, but he did just like video games and decided to become a meta runner and like build. I guess he built his own arm using again like corporal parts and all that. I feel like Cyberpunk really fucking influenced my vocabulary. Now I use corporal. At least like I'm pretty sure they use corporal in Meta Runner. I feel like that's something they would do. Some slang they would use. But yeah, I like what they did here with Lamar. They actually gave him a backstory and the fact that he just kind of he wasn't never really part of task force. He just wanted to go after them because he saw what other people went through. That's cool characterization. I really like that I did that. But obviously he's still the goofy guy of the group. But you know, I like that he had depth. Yeah, that he's actually got depth now. Depth. Yeah, I like that about Lamar. So, and next up is Sophia. Sophia doesn't really do much or grow much throughout the entire show, but I like the stakes she has on the plot and like what she does. I feel like she's still her old self, but I feel like she's a supporting character, so I feel like it's fine that when we see her much, and she does have much more of an influence on the plot. She does a lot of things like help out Tari, and also like at least like help out Marco, try to track down Sheridan, and give Tari time to just to do what she had to do at the end. But aside from that, she doesn't really do much this season, and I mean that's fine. Some characters take backseat, and I feel like Sophia was one of them. And yeah, I know. I that's just kind of yeah. This is what happened with the character. But I did like at the end she played a much bigger role. Next up is Masa, which how they took Masa is very interesting. So at the end of season 2, like obviously we see like at the key shot Lux. We see how he deals with that, like what he did, and how it actually affects them. So he is pretty much not easily mind controlled, but like he falls into like Sheridan's trap pretty easily because of that. And the fact that he did that, and you know, like it was all Sheridan's fault, and you know, I feel like what they did with Masa here, and like how him shooting Lux affected him, and how it's played throughout the season is interesting, and a good way to take the character. I did not put Belle here. Belle doesn't do. I'll talk about Belle, I guess. That Masa and her are very intertwined this season, and that's something. And you know, we see with Belle, we see like she's trying to help out Masa with his problems, but we don't really see much of her this season. We do see a lot more towards her end. We get revealed that, you know, like in this season, like I mentioned in season 1, but like that she's losing his girlfriend, and that's why she was like so pissed about like task force showing Lucinia and trying to find out anything about Lucinia. That's mainly why. But yeah, like that's mostly Belle's involvement. She did sort of help Tari at the end. That's really about the extent. Yeah, back to Masa. I like what they did with Masa here, but yeah, that's mostly it because he was mind control like the last half of the season. I like that he fought back at the end. I like that he was like the one that was kind of brought back to the snap back to reality first. I like that, but aside from that, there really isn't much to him. Next up is Evelyn, which has a big stake in the plot. She's still a bitch. She's more of a bitch this time. I like that. I like at the end where she doesn't give a she obviously loses and doesn't like that. We don't see much anything else. We don't see much different from season 2, but that's fine. We're made to hate Evelyn, and she does go pretty haywire this season, so we hate her even more. Well written to even go in that direction is kind of what they want with Evelyn. I feel like is at least well written to be annoying and all that. She isn't overly annoying. I mean, she is annoying, but she isn't like annoying to the point like, oh, I don't want to see his character. It's like, oh, I hate this fucking character. She's such a tryhard. Like, unironically a tryhard. But, yeah, aside from that, there's not really much to her this season, aside from, like, what we saw season 2. That's just the reality. Next up is the big bad of the show, Sheridan. Sheridan, what they do in Sheridan is interesting, I feel. So, Sheridan, is the bad guy. Yeah, he's the bad guy this season. He went crazy after the explosion, and now he wants to have the world see what he like the extent of it of his research, and transports everyone to test the warp technology. He went insane. He wants to share the technology with the world. I'm guessing that's what they want to go with. Like, he went insane, and it twisted his desire of sharing the technology with the world. I feel like with Sheridan, there was a bit of a missed opportunity. It doesn't take away that much because I still think this is the perfect ending. But I feel like there was a bit of a missed opportunity to really see him like able. This wasn't who Sheridan was all the time. And I'm not the biggest fan of how they portrayed Sheridan as always being evil. I feel like if they went in the direction like he just went crazy after the explosion, like what happened, and the fact that I feel like it's fine what they had. I feel like it should have been explained more. I feel like it's fine that he was mad at Lux because Lux didn't really appreciate him, and he had this big project at Project Blue, and it blew up in his face, and the explosion made him crazy. I feel like that's fine. I feel like it should have been played a lot more in this season, but I feel like the foundation is there. I feel like he works for what he is, but I feel like it should have been at least explored a bit more. Aside from just kind of being, oh, this guy's evil, and we know what made him evil, but I feel like we should have been exploring beforehand. Especially since we have like fucking video footage of him. So I feel like maybe that's what they were going for all along. That he wasn't like that. He's just kind of stuck in a period of time where he hasn't really evolved past that. He's just stuck in that one period of time, in like the one period where he wants to outdo Lux by showing him like how good his research, how good his invention really is, And also at the end we see him trying to save Lucinia, so that might be like it might be his mind is stuck in that like section of time where he wants to save Lucinia, he wants to outdo Lux, and he wants to share warp technology with the world. That's interesting. That's a very interesting take, but that's me interpreting what we see in the show, and that's not really explained. Now, I'm not saying that we need to get everything explained, but you know, that's it's never hinted at. That's just me kind of going in that just speculating about like what this character was. But yeah, I feel like he's fine enough as a villain. I feel like he does his job pretty well, and if you look at it the way I did, like he's a great villain in that sense, because he's just stuck in that scenario, like. But we don't really learn much about his past to support that, so I don't know if it's even like what they want to go for. Next up is Marco, which was given more characterization in this season. I like Marco a lot in this show. I feel like he's a fun character to watch, and I like how he's immune to Sheridan's like mega warp that he does to everybody globally. That's because he built his arm out of scratch. We see how his methods helped him out in the end, and now he's not truly a hero. He's mostly an anti-hero, really. I like that about him. Like he is on his own side. He only really helps because he's getting something out of it. And I like that about the character. I feel like that's good. That's good. I feel like it's good what they did with Marco this season. Next up is Lucinia, which we don't see a lot of. She's mostly a blank, just like not there throughout the entire show. And at the end, we do see her. I feel like even like I like that she acts kind of like Tari in some ways. I feel like that makes sense. I like that she acts like Tari, especially when she unintentionally hurts Masa, trying to take the screwdriver out of his neck. Which fucking hell! I didn't know people would survive that, but sure. I like that she acts like Tari in some ways, and like how she misses Tari, even though she never really met her. But aside from that, she's a big player in the show, but she isn't much of a character in the show. She is a blank slate, full stop. That's what she is. So yeah. And finally, our last character is the Lux AI. I like that the Lux AI is here. I feel like that's a fun part of Sheridan's like twisted mind that he makes Lux, his servant. And I like that the Lux AI. Like we see him pop up here and there, but I like that at the end, like he is sort of like the anti-Lux, where he was made to be a servant, and he sort of gains that consciousness at the end and helps Tari. It's a very interesting way to take a very satirized version of Lux, where he actually helps the gifted. That's great irony, where like the fake Lux is better than like the real one. That is some fake irony. That is some irony. That is some really good irony. And how he helps, and how he like actually sacrifices himself to get Lucinia back, and like pretty much does everything that the other Lux didn't. I think it's great. I think it's great what they did with the Lux AI. I wish we saw more of him throughout the season, but yeah, I hope that I really like the Lux AI, and I'm sad to see him go. I really did. But yeah, those are all the characters. There's not much to say. The season was kind of short, and I mostly focused on tying up the plot. So let's talk about the plot, actually, now that I made that unintentional transition. Like I said, the season is a lot shorter. It spent a lot of time in Skybreakers. I feel like the plot, like, it itself is fine. it doesn't like it's not crazy. They did the whole. It kind of did. It went in the direction of like global threat and all that. And a lot of people like, I'm not sure how that was really received. Like now that they're saving the world, pretty much. But yeah, I like that. I like that the stakes are kind of higher this season. I like that. I like how the season ended, how the series ended in general. What I think is a bittersweet ending, but I feel like it fits with what the show wanted it to be. Where everyone is safe, everyone is fine. Like it all turned out technically fine, but nobody's like together. Nobody really knows where everyone went. So having it, so having it like that, I feel like it's fine enough. And I think the shorter season, although it didn't leave a lot for characters, I feel like it was enough to deliver the perfect ending for this series. And even then, they had time to develop a lot of the bigger characters this season, so I can at least give it that it allowed the main characters to really flourish, and we see how they how they end up and how their character development ends. So yeah, I like that. But I feel I don't know how most people feel about Sheridan being a villain. I think that was a big reveal from season 2. That Sheridan was a villain. Like he's coming back, he's alive. I hope that was a bit more of a thing, that they spent a lot more time in the season developing Sheridan now that we know he's alive, and at least like showing him the past him. I feel like that would have been a lot better for the show, and would have at least given him a bit more, given him more characterization. Not like made him not like to sympathize with him, like know like why he is the way he's now, and like maybe support something like my theory of him, of his like mind being stuck in one place and like repeating the same task over and over again for the past like 2 years, pretty much. But yeah, no, I feel like it does things like well. I feel like it's good enough as an ending. It makes the perfect ending. That's all I gotta say. It makes the perfect ending. But yeah, speaking about the ending, this is it. This is the ending. This is it. This is all we're getting of Matter Runner. I feel. It's about the future of the whole franchise, I guess, of Matter Runner franchise. We know, I think I mentioned this the last Matter Runner episode, but we know that Glitch has 3 spin-off shows set in stone for Matter Runner. One set before the events of the show, one set 5 years after, and one set in a Matter Runner school. So, okay, here's, I feel like the big problem I have, and I mentioned this again last episode. Glitch isn't focusing on making shows based on their own IPs. I mean, Murder Drones, Amazing Little Circus, the Gaslight District, all that is their own IPs. But they're probably co-owned by the creators instead of it being like owned by Glitch themselves. Maybe, I don't know. It might be that Glitch just kind of, they can do whatever they want, and they were just like, and the creators were just kind of brought in there. I don't know I don't know what the deal with Glitch, like how the Glitch dealt with that whole thing is, but all I know is that the IPs that they for sure own, Matter Runner and Sons of Paradise, they don't do anything with. They don't do anything with that at all. Like they haven't done. I checked their store mid recording season 2 episode, and they have 3 items for something like in total for their Glitch Classics line, which is just Matter Runner, Sons of Paradise, and they're all sold out. There's nothing for those seasons, and I'm pretty sure they've never gone back to restock them because they are so laser focused on Matter Runner. And I'm kind of sad I never got anything from Matter Runner. Really, like I never got any merch. I don't know how high that sells right now. I don't want to check. But yeah, I'm very sad that I never got anything actually like Meta Runner any Meta Runner merch. Really sad about that. But aside from that, yeah, no, they're focused on their new shows. I don't know if they're going back to doing that. Like I said earlier, they might go back to doing Meta Runner when they have more staff. But there's also a bit of a thing going into Meta Runner. Really, the fact that they said spin-offs tells me that the at least it's the series set 5 years after is not a sequel series. But how they worded it is like in the Reddit AMA is bizarre. So the prequel series. So they said that the sequel series and the sequel, again, spin-offs said before and after. But then the Meta Runner School one was with an all new cast. So that tells me that the prequel and sequel shows, sequel spin-offs are with the main Meta Runner cast. So what I have to think is that the prequel show is set within Task Corp around maybe the Sheridan experiments, maybe it's set around Project Blue, like how Lucinia got to know about Project Blue, maybe set during that sort of era, because we never see Lucinia's point of view. So maybe it's a prequel series set with Lucinia. Maybe it's like set around Masa and how the downfall of all that happened and how those events happened. Maybe, I don't know. And like I could never fucking imagine what they could do with a series set 5 years in the future, because seeing as it's a spin-off and not a sequel series, like a full-on sequel series. I don't know if like a sequel series will count a spin-off. I don't know what they fucking count. It's just essentially the idea that it's a sequel series. Where do they go? Like, actually, where the fuck do they go? Other than reviving Tari. That is the only way I can see a sequel series working. That maybe somebody 5 years in the future finds out about Tari's server that we see at the end, and Tari is trying to get the help of MD5 through her server, because her server is through Task Corp or like something like that. Maybe, fucking maybe, because we learned this season that the Sheridan the Tari server is built out of pieces of Sheridan and Task Corp servers. So maybe she can access the games through then and like be multiplayer. We see multiplayer games there, so maybe she can be like, maybe she can contact them and like they revive Tari somehow. Because like at the end of the show, they don't know that Tari's in the servers. You know, all they know is that she's dead. Fuck, sorry. And also, we don't know if her body decomposes. Like, she has her body. Her body is there at the end of the show. Like, she she fully died. Her consciousness is out of there. So we don't know if her body. We don't know what they did with her body at the end. If she can if she can go back in there, or if she makes a new one, like how she did with how I have in the beginning. Maybe I don't know. Like, but that's not just me saying like I feel like that. I don't feel like that's a good idea. I don't feel like reviving Tari is a good idea to go with a sequel series, even though it's the only option I see. It is the only option I see. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But like the only other way I can see a sequel series happening, a spin-off set 5 years later happening, it's a complete spin-off, not a sequel series, not bringing back Tari. It's a series centered on Marco. 5 years later, maybe him building his new empire or something. I don't know. Like, that could work, or maybe even like we see MD5, or something, or maybe like a new org, a new Meta Runner org rising to the ranks after Task Corp ended. That could happen, but like if they wanted to do, but I don't know if that's like one profitable, two like what they would do without Tari. Like they set up the fact that their bodies aren't stable outside of Tari's server. That feels kind of important and something that they would try to explore. But I don't know. And the Meta Runner, big school show that could be made. That could be made. That could be made easily. But it says that they've said that they've written them already. Like they're out there somewhere. That they've had them like ideas and they have all the ideas set. But I feel like there's a problem with all of that. Early last year, the Tari. I'm not talking about this a lot, but the Tari voice actor, the Tari voice actress, was like fired from Glitch unexpectedly, and she was replaced. And she didn't know that she was getting replaced. And then the Theo voice actress, which also is the voice actress for SMB2 and SMB4, left, and so did David J.G. Doyle, which voices Lux. He also left Glitch after learning about that. He probably shouldn't be brought back learning his tweets right now, but when he retweeted recently. But aside from that, currently 3 voice actors from Meta Runner are like out, and we don't know if I think his name is Brendan, the voice actor for Masa. He is the husband of Robin Barry Cotter, which is the voice actress for Theo. So we don't know if he left as well, like if he cut his ties. We don't know if he did that. So that's like potentially 3 to 4 actors just gone, main cast actors gone, if they wanted to go in the direction of doing any of these shows, aside from the school one. And also, we know that like 80% of the talent behind Meta Runner is also out of Glitch, and they're not there. So like the people who made Meta Runner aren't there. The only ones left are Kevin, Luke, and Jasmine. Really, I think. So if they want to do one of these shows, it's like they have to recast. I don't know. They probably have to recast Theo because we know that Belle is like a big Ultra Jump Mania like speedrunner. So they probably have to recast Theo. They have to recast everybody. Well, Tari, no, because Lottie Bourne is doing the voice now. But they have to recast Theo, they have to recast Masa, and they have to recast Lux. We don't know the status of the other actors. Probably they didn't care, or not that they didn't care, but like they didn't leave over it. So, like, but we don't know what their stance is. We really don't. So, yeah, I feel like a show is unlikely now that all that controversy has happened within Meta Runner. Like, that is because of Meta Runner. It's not just like it's good in general, but it's mainly Meta Runner. So I don't know if they would want to go back and recast all those actors and like have the voices be completely like different and not make it feel the same. It's a different animation team. I don't know if like Glitch would want to go in that direction, but like then again they have all those like ideas, and I don't know if it should be left to waste. It's interesting the pickle that Meta Runner is as a franchise. I feel like we won't be seeing anything Meta Runner related. Maybe just merch. I feel like merch or like the rare mention of it is probably on the table. That's sad. That's really sad, I feel. Because it's the first show. I love this show to death. Even with all its flaws, I love the show to death. But it's sad that we're not gonna be able to see anything else come from this. I feel like it's very unlikely. which is again it makes it bittersweet ending even more bittersweet because there's nothing else. There's no future. The only thing they did afterwards is the Matter Runner source comic, which I'm not sure what that was. I'm pretty sure it's not available anymore, but I don't remember what the Matter Runner source comic is. I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it ended when episode 1 started. Where episode 1 started. I'm not sure what the Matter Runner source comic even entailed, but yeah. It's sort of sad that we're not going to see anything of it, but this show is fantastic. This season is fantastic. The show is fantastic. I feel like people should really give it a watch if they like indie animation, and especially if you're a new Glitch fan, I think you're definitely going to like Matter Runner. So that is why Matter Runner Season 3 is an S tier show. Even with all its flaws, I love this show. So, guys, leave in the comments what you guys thought about Matter Runner Season 3. All our socials are in the description. And, that's about it. See ya.